Full disclosure. I am in the middle of a financial dispute with the Quartermain family.
So you're saying you were cut off from the family fortune, and now you're throwing a tantrum as a result?
That's one interpretation of the situation, and not a very charitable one. And I'm surprised, Chase. I would think you, of all people, would know where I'm coming from.
Why me of all people?
Because, Chase, Michael and Willow are cheating on you, and the entire Quartermain family is trying to cheat me out of my rightful inheritance.
So you and Scott Baldwin are going to take them to court over a will that has already been probated. Good luck with that.
I have it on good authority that there is something in the Quartermain mansion that, if found, could change the outcome of my lawsuit to my favor.
Just tell us, Ned, what did Tracy do now?
As a reminder, during Grandfather's final months, he gave up medicine he needed to live so that Emma Drake could have it, and it indeed saved her life. Well, the experience must have softened his perspective because he began corresponding with Jimmy Lee Holt again.
Wait, Grandfather was on speaking terms with Jimmy Lee before he died?
Yes, and he apparently expressed real regret for cutting Jimmy Lee out of his will.
Wait, I don't understand. How would Granny know all that?
Oh, come on, Brooklyn. I'll give you 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count.
Jimmy Lee didn't know that Grandfather's health had taken a turn for the worse before Thanksgiving because my mother started intercepting Jimmy Lee's letters. And apparently, she wasn't very happy to learn that he and Grandfather might be reconciling.
Well, it was all for nothing for Tracy because she got cut out of the will.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that Tracy might have prevented Edward from changing his will to add Jimmy Lee to it?
There's nothing specific in the letters, but if Grandfather had left a record somewhere intending to change the will in Jimmy Lee's favor, well, that might just give Austin's case a leg to stand on.
So Jimmy Lee and Edward were in the process of patching things up.
Yes, and as soon as Edward mentioned that he was reconsidering disinheriting my father, the letter stopped. And my father's theory was that the Quartermain swooped in and put an end to it as soon as Edward got sick.
Why didn't Jimmy Lee take on the family?
I don't know. My father was a very proud man. But now that he's passed, I think it's my duty to try and settle the score.
I mean, it's an interesting theory, but it's all just conjecture. And I've testified in enough criminal cases to know that you need evidence to make a case stick. So how are you gonna prove any of this?
Edward's papers are still in his study. His family left the room exactly the way he left it.
And you know this how?
Because when I was at the party, I poked around. And I got as far as the door to Edward's study, and I opened it. And I was about to go in when a housekeeper showed up and escorted me back downstairs.
And if you made it into the study, what did you expect to find?
Well, if Edward was reconsidering his will and he contacted a lawyer, there'd be a record of it. Or better yet, some handwritten notes.
I'm sorry, what does any of this have to do with me?
Well, you live at the Quartermain Mansion. You can go to Edward's study anytime you want.
You want me to do your dirty work?
No. I want you to uncover the truth. I want you to use your proximity to the family to help me claim what's rightfully mine.